Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer software testing interview question 312. That is, what is clear box testing? Let me answer. So what is clear box testing? Clear box testing is a method of software testing which tests the code and internal program structure of the software. Okay. So in clear box testing, we are not testing the software with the help of the visual graphical user interface. Rather, we are directly testing the code and internal program structure of the software. Generally, who has access to the code or internal program structure of the software? Definitely the developers. Okay. The software testers will generally perform software testing with the help of visual graphical user interface of the software. They cannot see the code, which is black box, which is an opposite of the clear box. In clear box, okay, the test will be performed. The software testing will be performed by developers. Okay, software testing will be done by the developers, where the software developers will test the internal code of the software and internal program structure of the software by passing some inputs and checking whether they are getting expected output or not, like this guys. Okay, as you can see this diagram here, it is a clear box. Clear box means whatever you put into the box, it is very clear outside, you can see from outside. So the application code is accessible here, visible here, right, and testable here. So you are passing some input guys. Okay, if I just increase this, so the developers are passing some input to the application code, like some parameters or whatever it is, and they get some output. If that is expected output, this application code functionality, application code of certain functionality is working fine. Okay, that's how the developers will test. That's how the developers will test the clear box testing. Okay, is a method of software testing which tests the code and internal program structure of the software. Okay, so here developers are performing the clear box testing. There are different names for clear box testing guys. Okay, there are several names or different names for clear box testing, like we can also call the clear box testing as white box testing, okay, glass box testing, transparent box testing, structural testing, code based testing, open box testing, comprehensive testing. So many names are there for the clear box. And if you see the different levels of software testing, there are 4 levels of software testing, like unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. In that first 2 levels of software testing, that is unit testing and integration testing, falls into this clear box testing category. Remaining two will fall into the black box testing category, that is system testing and user acceptance testing will fall into the black box testing. While first 2 levels, that is unit testing, integration testing, which are generally done by developers, where the developers can access the code, see the code, and test the code, that is unit testing and integration testing. Okay, falls into the, hence unit testing integration falls into the clear box testing. The opposite of the clear box testing is definitely the black box testing, where the software testers will be performing, software testers and end users or customers who know the business well, okay, who don't have access to the code or who cannot see or access or view the code, generally perform the black box testing using the visual functionality of the software without looking into the internal code structure or implementation of the code. Okay, here, as I already mentioned, out of 4 levels of software testing, first 2 levels, unit testing, integration testing, will fall into the clear box testing, whereas other 2 levels, that is system testing, acceptance testing. System testing is done by software testers using the visual graphical user interface of the software. Acceptance testing is generally done by the customers who know, the client side customers who know the business well, or the real end users who are going to use the application tomorrow. Okay, for their daily needs. Okay, so these two are black box. Okay, they fall into the black box, where the users are the testers doesn't have access to the internal code implementation. Rather, by using the visual functionality, they will perform the black box testing. So hope guys you understood what is clear box testing and who will perform the clear box testing, what type of testing falls into the clear box testing, and what are the different other names for clear box testing. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to answer another software testing interview question for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.